is the want for them to actually be helping the world and black people, or is the want to just control and subsequently get rich from their control?
I think it's control and get rich, but sometimes that has to do with black people prospering. I think sometimes it doesn't. You understand? I think it's more about power than it is about empowerment.
Right. So at the cost of people, they will continue to get rich, but that doesn't mean that their sole intention every day is to like murder a child.
No, not at all. But if it lines up that way, that's why you can't fuck with them.
I'll shoot the shit out that baby.
Yeah, exactly. I don't give a shit. I got 3 cars.
Fuck that baby.
Fuck that baby. I got cars.
3 cars.
I don't give a shit.
Fuck that baby. Yeah, fuck yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exceptional episode of My Mama Told Me, the podcast where we dive deep, so deep, put your ass to sleep. We dive deep into the world of black conspiracy theories, and we make it our mission to prove that Jesus also wants Chris Tucker to start cursing again. Say nigga. We need you. We miss the Chris Tucker you word. Let those demons go. Michael Jackson is dead. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. No one else can tell your secrets. Just say nigga. We miss you, Chris Tucker. Oh boy, we have a phenomenal episode today. I'm your host, Langston Kerman, as always, and I'm very excited. I'm doing well. I have a bit of a tummy ache, but I'm not going to let that deter me. I've been eating a fair amount of walnuts. My wife and I were trying to have a child together, and apparently walnuts help me become more potent. That is supposed to help with my potency, which is not something I enjoy saying out loud, nor do I expect that you enjoy hearing it. But I gotta make my sperm strong, so I'm eating a lot of walnuts. My guest today, I imagine he has very strong sperm. I don't doubt his sperm for a second. Seems like a man with a thick load, if you ask me. Just a proud load. I don't know if we can still say that about other people in today's Hollywood, but we'll find out once he gets on the microphone. He's so funny. Just fucking the funniest. He has a Comedy Central half hour that I love so much. One of the best I've seen in years. He has an amazing podcast called All Fantasy Everything. He is literally the voice of Comedy Central. After they throw the commercials for those Charmin bears, he is the one that brings you back. Give it up for my guest, so hilarious, David Gborie, everybody.
Hey.
David Gborie.
Hey.
What's up, big dog?
Just, proud, thick load heritage. Right? Just like, that's just
You
strong.
say heritage?
Yeah. Just that goes back to Africa, really.
Sure. The Gbories are known for their heavy, thick load.
Yeah, they can't read, but man, across the room.
You don't need to read when you're
Who needs to read with a load like this?
When you're shooting Spider-Man webs everywhere?
There's 4 million of us. Who needs to read? We're a fucking soccer team.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love to hear it. It just gives me comfort to know that's what you're working with.
I didn't know that about walnuts. I eat walnuts.
Yeah, apparently they're good for you. There's other stuff that's good for you, and then there's like stuff that feels fairly obvious, like don't put your laptop in your lap because you're exposing yourself to radiation, or don't keep your phone in your pocket because 5G is going to give your dick coronavirus. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Just the standard rules.
I don't really know what 5G is, if we're going to be completely honest.
I don't think anybody does, which is why somehow we thought it gave us a cough.
Yo, I think my phone has 4G is what I think.
Oh, nice.
No, I don't know. Is that nice?
No, it's terrible.
I think it's I have a Metro phone. So it's like,
I got you.
Yeah.
The technology hasn't matched the service that you're getting.
If you have Metro, you can't get Corona. That's a fact.
That's just science.
Yeah, you tell your listeners, I didn't even do that. That's you think Metro PCS.
Sure. That's going to be in their commercials pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. That and thick loads.
You want a thick load and never get coronavirus? Then you need Metro PCS.
You also want a BlackBerry for some reason in 2020?
You want a phone that flips open in 2020? Get this.
You still have weekend
Metro.
minutes?
You want to wait till after 7 p.m. to call your friends because that's when it's free? Then you need Metro PCS.
It don't work in Canada. That's like that's the end of
I
the
do
commercial.
love that they throw that in where they're like, oh, by the way, in case you were about to travel, you poor idiot, you can't use this in Canada.
You know what, though? I bet you it works in the DR.
Mm-hmm.
I bet
For sure. 100%. Do you know why? Because a Dominican man sold you that phone.
Yep.
And so he did whatever he needed to do to make sure that this service was going to make its way to the Dominican Republic.
I mean, truth be told, I have a Dominican number just for tax purposes anyways.
Oh, is that actually true?
No, God, no. Jesus Christ.
Because I was going to say, please don't say it on the podcast.
No, I'll never do it.
I know we talk about conspiracy theories, but I can't protect you from anything.
No. My number is USA.
Hell yeah. I know you guys can't hear it at home, but David just winked at me in a way that had nothing to do with his thick load. I think he was mostly focused on his secret phone number from the Dominican Republic.
No big deal, puppy.
This is I'm so happy you're here. We're gonna have a great time. This is actually a really fun subject you brought to us. We talked a little bit briefly before this about what conspiracy theory you most bought into, and the one that you immediately came back with, which I think is so interesting. You said, "My mama told me
there is a Black Illuminati."
Bro.
Tell me more. I'm
Man.
excited.
So I can remember specifically the first time I heard about it. I was living in San Francisco, and I was at the Ace of Fades barbershop on Geneva, and they were playing this YouTube video, and it was about how Prince knew that 9/11 happened.
Oh, shit. Wait,
Yeah.
Prince knew that it happened or knew it was going to come?
He predicted it. No, yeah.
I love the idea that Prince is just walking around like a king because he knew it happened. Yeah,
it's
we
like,
all
did
knew
you know,
Prince.
Brother, think.
Have you heard of September 11th, brother? Open your mind.
No, it was that he predicted it, and it was like a YouTube video, and it's like, do you ever see those videos where it's like the same announcer who talks like this?
Yes.
It was that, and they were like, this is an audio recording of Prince 4 days before 9/11. And then it was just somebody going, Bush knocked down the towers. Bush knocked down the towers. And
shit.
Yeah, and then my barber, who was a Filipino dude, flagrantly saying nigga. I don't know the rules.
Yeah. Well,
everybody else was cool. I don't know.
I find in the Northeast, the Northwest of this country, nobody knows the rules. You guys don't have clear definitions on the N-word, whereas I'm from the Midwest and like we have very stark lines. And you guys are like, I don't know, he looks like he's from Taiwan. Go ahead, say your thing, man. I don't.
60% of the Filipinos I know are 50% black. So I don't know rules like that.
Fair.
But anyways, they played this, and then the rest of my haircut was just everybody arguing about whether or not that was actually Prince.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you. Did you feel like it was actually Prince in the recording?
That's fucked up. It sounded like Prince, man. I don't know. Like, I haven't heard him talk that much other than singing, right? But
sure.
To me, it sounded like Prince. And then ever since then, I'm like, I don't even know if I believe in the Black Illuminati, but I want it to be real, real bad.
Right.
Just like, why can't we have our own? We could run shit.
Oh, you really just want it to be there because you believe in black people. This is like, hey.
Yeah, this is black empowerment. This isn't any type of like, no, I just think we could do it well as well.
That makes sense.
I think we should want our own cabal or deep state or
we should dig a little bit into just a general understanding of what the Illuminati is. Maybe that'll lay a groundwork for this conversation for any of our listeners who feel like they somehow don't know what the Illuminati is.
I guess they've never been to Old Spaghetti Factory then.
Sure. Wait, the Spaghetti Factory has a clear connection to the
Deep
Illuminati.
State, look it up, bro.
Sure.
Cabal, New World Order.
Talk to me about these things. When you say Illuminati, what exactly do you mean?
A small group of people who are running the bigger thing. So all political policy that you see enacted, there's no left, there's no right. There's only the Illuminati, right?
Sure.
All social trends that you see happening, the Illuminati. It's just like the idea that the entire world is run by a small group of people.
Right. So in theory, when I decide to start wearing skinny jeans because I am seeing a trend out in the world, I'm thinking that this is like an independent choice that I'm making. And instead, you're saying that this was dictated by a group of people who said, no, skinny jeans will be in fashion, and they secretly have some motive where they are trying to cut off circulation in legs, thus forcing a community to struggle because of their commitment to little pants.
Exactly. It's not because you think it looks fresh. It's because Virgil and Beyonce and then I guess Oprah, I don't know who all makes the cut.
Sure.
Those people want it.
That they sat down and they said, we need them to look ridiculous in little pants.
And I also, in my opinion, I think there may be some people who aren't black in the Black Illuminati.
Go on.
I think Bill Clinton could be in the Black Illuminati.
Pause right there. Listen, I'm happy to hear this, and I'm very excited. Tell me why Bill Clinton might be in the Black Illuminati.
I don't think they'd let him in the white one. Thing number one, he plays the saxophone. Nobody in the white Illuminati plays a jazz-based instrument. That's like, and you can look that up. That's not me.
Sure.
That's not me just talking.
They're not soaking reeds in the white Illuminati.
They don't have the breath control for it.
Sure.
They don't have the breath control. No horns in the white Illuminati. So yeah, I think Bill Clinton, he's just real niggerish, just like in his dealings in general. He loves hoes like a lot.
Yeah, here's the thing with Bill Clinton, because for years the black community called him like the first black president, right?
Right.
While he was simultaneously putting more black men in jail than most presidents ever have. And so it became this weird dance of him being like somehow the most down president while also the one that hated us the most.
That's because it be your own people, bro.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I see what you're getting at.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
I'm not saying it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that's where he's at. You know what I mean?
Right. Sure. So Bill Clinton's potentially in the Black Illuminati.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then who else? I think Bruce Lee was probably, he dipped in just because black people love karate.
Yeah.
That's really
that's the only reason?
Yeah, that's as deep as that goes. That's not
okay.
That's
and they were just, he was so good at his martial arts that they were like, Bruce Lee, you're in.
Yeah, because Jim Kelly didn't want to do it. So it's
right.
You need a weapons guy. It's like, I don't know, the Illuminati is much like a bank heist or something. You need a fully rounded team.
I see that.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you need different expertise.
Right. It can't just be a room full of entertainers.
No. You need like a weapons guy.
Right.
You need like a tech nerd. You know what I mean?
Somebody who can do the flip off the top shelf and then land on the money.
Like that tiny Chinese man.
Yeah. You guys all know the tiny Chinese man we're talking about?
Yeah, from Ocean's
11.
That one.
Yeah, and 12 and 13. He made it in all three.
It's a whole series. That guy, he's living good.
I hope so.
I really liked it.
He honestly, and it's hard to, you can never, it only feels racist to tell people, but he was my favorite character, but I also never knew his name really. So it's like a weird thing of being like, I like the Chinese one. Like, all right, who is that?
I don't know his name. I like the Chinese one.
I like
It's
him.
not like you didn't like the Chinese one. That's the racist.
That is the racist part. I could have taken the time, I guess, to learn what's behind the tiny and the Chinese, if that makes sense.
No. What are the other people's names in that movie? What are the other characters' names?
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, exactly.
Bernie Mac.
Just
Don
like
Cheadle's pretty good.
You don't know any of those character names.
Sure, that's fair.
Yeah, that's all
I know
I'm saying.
Danny Ocean. That's it. And then the rest of them are...
See, that's fucked. I thought it was Billy Ocean. So
Billy Ocean, a different guy. Similar contributions to American, culture, but...
Yeah, Caribbean Queen, right?
Okay, so besides Bill Clinton and Bruce Lee, potentially, you said John B. also is a potential contributor to the Black Illuminati. I guess one of the questions I have, or the things that really popped in my head, is if white people and Chinese people are a part of this Black Illuminati, what is their contribution to this? Why would I want Bill Clinton in my Black Illuminati?
I think it's one of those things where it's just like they generally accept that culture maybe more than their own. Like they're invested in the Black culture. It's like Gary Owen. Where's he make all his money?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the same type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's people who they were already with Black people anyways.
Sure. So
You know what I mean?
even by your argument, right, that if this is about the control of the Black community and our choices, then the people at the highest levels of our entertainment, of our social progress, whatever, would ultimately have their say in what's happening. Thus, a Bill Clinton, a Gary Owen, a Bruce
Whoa,
Lee,
I didn't
whoever.
say Gary Owen. Just like...
You're saying Gary Owen is not in the Black Illuminati.
Yeah, I'm saying that big time.
Okay.
Like, write that down.
Sure. Gary
Put
Owen.
that in the episode description.
If I could just pause for a second for my listeners at home, David wants to be as clear as possible that Gary Owen did not make the cut of the Black Illuminati.
Yep.
I assume he wants to be in the Black Illuminati.
Of course he wants to be in the Black Illuminati.
Of course he wants to be in the Black Illuminati, piece of shit. But you are not welcome in our Black Illuminati, you asshole Gary Owen.
No, sir.
No, sir. This is fascinating. What do you think specifically differentiates the Black Illuminati from other Illuminati counterparts? Because by your suggestion, I would assume that there are also now Latinx Illuminatis, and
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Probably a Vietnamese Illuminati.
Sure.
Yeah. I think it's cultural.
Are they moving completely different? Are they just focusing on their people? What's the goals here?
I think about it like a UN situation where it's like every Illuminati has their own delegate that they send to the main Illuminati meeting, right?
Oh.
But it's like some are stronger than others. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Chile is in the UN, but they're not like at the meeting swinging dick. You know what I'm saying?
They kind of sit on the side and mind their business.
Right. Like any power situation. So I think it's like that. Like there are other Illuminatis, but like they're not as powerful.
Got you. So in this case, I'd have to assume, and it breaks my heart to say it, the Black Illuminati is not, they're not swinging dick quite as much as we would like.
Well, okay, not as much as we would like, but I think pretty huge, right? Just for the fact that American pop culture kind of dictates the world, and we are a major part of that.
Yeah.
So it's like we do too much to not have a place there, right?
I got you.
It's not maybe what we would want.
It's almost like
we're up there.
A North Korea vibe, where it's like...
I mean, you said it. Listen.
No. Come along with me.
Yeah, okay. I'll go. Listen, man. I'm in the house. I got nothing to do today.
No, so we are by your suggestion, and this is not my work. This is your work, David. By your suggestion,
I understand.
What we're saying is that the Black Illuminati at these meetings, although not necessarily the power that we want to be, has to be taken seriously at all times, much like a North Korea in the world. Not to say that we are evil, not to suggest that we are somehow, connected with dictatorship, but certainly just something to be feared, if nothing else.
No, I think that we have a bigger seat at the table than just like a wild outlier.
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we're like do this or we'll bomb you. I think we're in part on decisions and stuff like that.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's like, we're not just like a crazy, like, we got WMDs or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're an active part of the conversation.
I like that.
Is what I'd hope.
I'm sorry I compared black people to North Korea.
Don't be sorry. Listen, this is a writer's room, man.
It's a writer's room that we're going to project across the world. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Listen, we're not the first people to equate black people to North Korea. We won't be the last.
Boy, do I hope that's true. In either direction, do I hope that's true. Well, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back here with more My Mama Told Me. And we are back. Yeah, we're back here with more My Mama Told Me, and I am still here with David Gborie, hilarious comedian who is telling me more and more about the deep conspiracy of the Black Illuminati and all of its comings and goings in the world and the damage it's doing or help it's doing, I don't know, with black people. Do you think they help people?
I think it's neutral, to be honest. You know what I mean? I think it's like any government or anything like that. I think some things are very positive. I think some things are very negative. I don't think it would be fair to say that they're ultimately helping people because, look, via the prison system or whatever, we're still in bondage, right? So it's like they're not like killing it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They're not like killing it.
Yeah. I don't think they're doing great, period.
I don't even think they're necessarily doing a good job. I think maybe better than they were.
Okay, so we talked about this, but I did some deep diving. I did some research on the conversation of the Illuminati and specifically the Black Illuminati. And I want to share some of the things that I've dug up, and hopefully you have some answers, because honestly, more so than any other episode that I've had thus far, this one left me with more questions than real answers.
That's what I'm saying. It's deep. It's deep.
It's
deep
very
state.
deep.
Deep state.
I did hours of research, and I mostly came up tired and a little frustrated with the information I was pulling. So I personally didn't know. Let's start here. I personally didn't know that the Illuminati is a real thing. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck.
That like,
yo, you're going to say that on record? Okay. Okay.
Wait.
Don't tell Will Ferrell.
I can go anywhere.
Suck my dick.
The point is, I had no idea that the Illuminati was real. I thought that this was just sort of like a fantasy thing that people had made up over years and years of like spreading rumors, whatever. But the Illuminati was actually a real organization that was created in 1776, the exact time of the birth of the America that we know. So 1776, this dude, Adam Weishaupt, a German lawyer who believed strongly in enlightenment and ideals, specifically created the Illuminati to promote these principles of like enlightenment among elites, people he had deemed elites in society.
Is that not what I've been saying?
It is. It's
Okay.
100% what you've been saying. And but even scarier part, the Illuminati, as we know it, as the organization that was technically on record, only lasted 10 years. 1785, the Bavarian government shuts it down because they basically say, we deem all secret societies completely illegal. You are no longer allowed to illuminate or enlighten. You must shut this shit down. And they basically claim from that point forward that the Illuminati no longer exists. That it is
The Bavarian government says that.
Yes. And not just the government. Everyone around them is saying like, oh, the Illuminati. It's as if the police showed up and were like, shut the party down.
And then
like, everybody went home.
Do you have any stats on membership before that happened?
Great question. I was digging into the membership, which apparently as it was originally created, it started with like 6 to 9 dudes. They were mostly basing everything that they did off of, what are those guys? The Freemasons.
Right.
So they wanted it strictly guys. They wanted to be like elite dudes in the world who were free thinkers and particularly were opposed to like sort of living in the past in following like tradition and more interested in infiltrating organizations for control. So like the infiltration of politics so that they can then, decide how votes are made and shit like that.
And did they have any politicians of note?
So that's the part that gets messy, right? Because they start with 6 to 9 dudes, but then they intentionally target the Freemasons, which is already an organization by this point, and they start pulling their members. They'll like show up to Freemason meetings pretending to be Freemasons and then trick those Freemasons into joining the Illuminati and coming back and becoming Illuminati members. And so there's all this speculation about by the end, in that 10 years, it moves somewhere from 6 to 9 dudes to 600 to 2,500 people.
But still very vague on numbers.
Very vague on numbers, but they've accumulated exponentially more people than they had when they started.
And then last question that I have for the origins. So the Freemasons operated in Germany, I'm assuming, or they went out to the world and did that?
I think the Freemasons were all over because a lot of our like founding fathers are connected to the Freemasons. A lot of like big historical figures in spaces are connected to the Freemasons. I think the Illuminati specifically started in Bavaria and then moved other places in theory.
Same. So what we have is possibly an international network of possibly 2,600 people they just iced.
Right.
The Bavarians iced, but then there's people all over the world. Okay, yeah, come on.
And that's the crazy part, right? You know as well as I do, you can't get 2,500 people to just stop doing some shit.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Under what circumstances could someone show up and be like, that's illegal, and all 2,500 people are going to stop it?
All over the world. Because if it's all over the world, it wasn't even their government. Why would I? That's crazy. Okay, but they said it. They said it.
Exactly.
The guy
so they
was
make
like,
this.
No more.
They said no more. And so for years, no one really talks about the Illuminati, right? They pretty much go completely underground. Nobody's saying shit about the Illuminati. Although for years, other things that sort of happened in the world started to be connected to a possible Illuminati relationship. Like when the French Revolution happened, a bunch of people started saying that might have been because of the Illuminati. That the Illuminati started the French Revolution, started the people uprising against the.
Okay. Like they were there on Bastille Day or whatever.
Yeah, or that they picked the day and
because haven't the French had a lot of revolutions?
Well, they had the big one, I think. I don't know. I'm not a historian. I'm a nigga who did some Google searches.
Yeah, good job, bro. This is very exciting.
Hey, thanks. Well, this is where it gets even more interesting because they keep connecting it to weird shit, right? Like even there's evidence that George Washington even mentioned them in a letter one time where he basically, 1798, George Washington writes this letter about the Illuminati where he speculates that the threat had largely been beaten, where he basically says like, I know a lot of y'all are talking about the Illuminati, but I assure you the Illuminati's dead. It's gone. It's not a thing anymore.
13 years after they got busted.
After they got busted, but that's what started to spark up more of the conversation because everybody's like, why the fuck is George Washington talking about the Illuminati if the Illuminati isn't real?
Yeah.
If it's not here anymore, then why is this motherfucker 13 years later telling me it's not real?
What's that?
That doesn't make sense.
What's that Hamlet shit? The lady doth protest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that lady's protesting.
He's protesting. He's in the streets. His little baby.
His little baby. George Washington doing features for $2 million. He's a little baby.
Good for him. So he wrote that letter to who?
It's not clear. I think he was just writing,
it's like the Bible,
they didn't have Twitter.
Like Paul wrote it to whoever.
They didn't have Twitter back then. I think you just needed motherfuckers to talk to.
You just got to air it out.
Yeah, you just got to air it out. You're like, hey, you know what's crazy? People keep talking about the Illuminati. They ain't even real no more. Fuck them.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of tweets. A lot of mentions lately.
I've been reading a lot of carrier pigeons about this Illuminati coming back, and I want to assure y'all, you're mistaken.
All right, so he wrote that letter, and he was like, no more.
No Illuminati.
Now we're 13 years out.
And like many, sort of conspiracy theories, it's the most dangerous thing. And we see it now every day, right? The most dangerous shit you can do is to tweet about it, right?
100%.
Whether you agree with it or disagree with it, you are giving it power by saying this shit is real or isn't. It doesn't matter. You're telling people that you think that it at least has some relevance in the world.
Right.
And so George Washington sort of reinvigorated its relevance. And then in the 90s, a whole bunch of other companies and writers specifically of this one dude wrote this book or series of books called the Illuminatus. Is like a series of books where it basically is like historical fiction, but it incorporates the Illuminati and they become like this major player in controlling the world. And then all those Dan Brown books with the, you know, the fucking
angels and demons and all
And so the Illuminati
that
plays
book is
a major
good, though,
part
man.
in that.
Have
you read it?
I read what was the fucking first one? The Da Vinci Code?
Yeah.
I read that shit in like 2 days. It's like candy. It's so much fun.
Oh, I haven't read any of them. My wife told me I should for this podcast.
That's crazy.
You want me to read? Fuck out of here. Who are you? The Illuminati trying to make me do stuff?
Black Illuminati.
Black Illuminati.
So you said it was quiet for like George Washington said it, and then it was quiet for like a couple hundred years.
It was pretty chill. There's not a lot of evidence of people really talking about the Illuminati. And then some authors started writing about it, and that starts to spark a bunch of shit. Now here's
in the 1990s.
Well, these were more in like the 60s and 70s.
Okay. But the 1900s,
yeah.
20th century.
And so here's where things get crazy because we're talking about the Black Illuminati. And I kept asking myself, well, where do Black people come into this? Because up to this point, we've only been slaves and then dealing with like fucking, you know, Jim Crow era and civil rights shit. Like there's no way there's a group of Black people benefiting from this too much. But then in America at least. But maybe to your point, there's some shit like some motherfuckers in Nigeria are like rubbing their fingers together.
Was doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, where do Black people fit in? That's the good question.
So the big introduction to the Illuminati, as far as I can find, is it comes through hip hop. Right?
Prodigy. That Prodigy song?
Prodigy is a great example. In the 90s, a whole bunch of rappers, the Dr. Dre's, Prodigy, a whole bunch of people start saying wild shit about how the Illuminati is trying to control me. The Illuminati trying to destroy my family. Illuminati don't want me to eat at night, whatever. Right?
Yep. I want my mind, soul, and my body.
Exactly. And so it becomes this thing in hip hop where everybody is basically equating the Illuminati to the oppressor. Anybody that's doing bad to Black people is the Illuminati. Then artists start to make
Illuminati.
Artists start to make some money. People start getting rich. And so it transforms generations, right? Jay-Z comes along and he starts saying, nobody controls me. I'm a motherfucking boss. And then people like Prodigy see Jay-Z saying shit like that. And he's like, this nigga's in the Illuminati. This nigga's got too much money. He must be in the Illuminati. We rap just as good as him. Why the fuck is he so rich?
I mean, vice, right?
Yes.
Like alcohol.
Exactly.
But
yeah, deal with your addictions, Prodigy. But yeah, maybe.
Come on, man.
Maybe it's a secret society.
So what you're saying is we didn't start talking about a Black Illuminati until Black people got generational wealth?
Exactly.
Damn.
Black Illuminati did not exist as far as we could see until people started to make enough money to feed their kids.
Starting to feel real crabs in a bucket, huh?
Yeah. But the exciting part, the exciting part of your argument is that maybe there could be a Black Illuminati, in part because we saw what generational wealth did to create the original Illuminati.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like, we weren't operating at a level where it would even be a thing necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Until, when did Black people first start getting generational wealth? Probably, truthfully, the 20th century?
Yeah, you could argue
like
there's people in the 1920s who started to really build resources that would ultimately lead to like greater success. So that's fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because you also need people who have been generationally enlightened or whatever to do that, right?
And most of their parents were slaves.
Right. But now it's like we're at that point, right?
Yes.
Where people are like, my parents' parents were wealthy or whatever else. which is like, then it's just, we just got into the game, I think.
And so there's no reason, to your point, that Jay-Z couldn't call Oprah and say, hey, I want to change things around here. We should have a meeting where we wear dark cloaks and decide what the fuck, Black people are going to get to do today, or get to read or subscribe to.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's realistic. Also, power corrupts people. The more powerful people get, they do crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen like those pictures from the Rothschild party?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem nuts to me to think that maybe, like J and B are putting on deer heads.
Absolutely.
And having Oprah and whoever else. Who else has got money like that? I don't follow money.
Jay-Z, Oprah, Kevin Hart, Ludacris.
Does Ludacris has that much money, right? He's got like a lot of
Ludacris
money.
has a shit ton of money.
He has a shit ton of money. Kevin Hart is for sure in.
Yes.
For sure. You take $100 million or whatever he's worth, plus short man complex, he's beating down the door. I like to think they didn't let Kevin Hart in.
I totally agree. I feel like Kevin applied like 4 times before they finally were like, fuck, we gotta let him in.
He's too good.
He's too good. He's got too much money.
Too good.
I know he's not, maybe he's a bad guy. We can't really tell, but fuck, we gotta let him in.
Here's my question for real.
Mm-hmm.
They come on your door. They're like, Langston.
Yeah.
We've heard the podcast. We listened to Light Skin Feelings. We love Insecure. We see you moving around out here. You're a strong, married, young Black man, upwardly socially mobile. You give us your firstborn, you're in.
Wow.
Where you at on it?
It's a tough question.
You don't even have to give it to them. Your kid just has to
I just have to
spend summers at Oprah's house.
Sure. I have to indoctrinate my child.
Yeah, you have to. It's not like a literal giving over, but from that child's birth, its whole sole purpose is to help the Illuminati.
And with that, just so I'm fully clear, with that, I don't really get to choose what happens to my kid.
No, but you get, all the benefits of the Black Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
Free haircuts for life.
Right.
A Boost mobile phone.
Where you at? Ludacris.
Yeah.
Ludacris wants to know.
You can chirp Ludacris at any time.
Anytime. Ludacris just checks in on you because you're a brother to him now, and he needs to know where you're at.
Yeah. And better business dealings and stuff like the stuff like that you would get from being in a white fraternity or like the Skulls or some shit like that. Right. It's like all similar. Do you do that?
I feel like I'd be a fool not to. Mostly not because I want to be in the Illuminati. I actually think that they're probably really bored. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't actually think.
How so?
Well, I've always heard this rumor, and maybe you've heard it too, that like rich people in general just like reach a point of wealth where they stop even enjoying things anymore, and it just becomes you doing shit. Like, I've always heard this rumor about Jamie Foxx playing naked basketball with his friends.
Yo, I heard about that too,
Yeah.
man. I didn't hear about it as with his friends though.
Friends, enemies, I don't know.
I heard about it with potential sexual conquest.
Exactly. But he like makes them play, everybody that plays basketball at Jamie Foxx's house has to do it naked. And you're not doing that because that's the best way to play basketball. You're doing that because your soul is numb in a way that requires you to need to make something that could have been fun by itself a level more exciting. Otherwise, you can't get hard anymore.
Or you can't play against the pick and roll, so you want to take that.
Right.
I'm not setting a pick on no man nude.
Ain't no picks in my game. Take your motherfucking pants off.
Yeah. No, we're not playing that Harlem Globetrotter shit. I like the idea that Jamie Foxx plays real, like, fundamental, like no flashy basketball.
Oh, he's just straight
pull-up shots. He pulls up,
just doing the bounce passes.
Bounce for sure.
He is fundamental as shit, but he doesn't believe in the pick and roll because that is the most. That's offensive on his court.
We don't play that boogie woogie ball over here.
Right. I don't need you guys playing your urban basketball at Jamie Foxx's court.
I'm a Hoosier. I don't know. I would join. I don't think that. Here's the thing. I
You
don't
would
think
join.
black people have been that rich yet that we have. You think that happens like even if you're the first person in your family to get rich, you get that reward.
Well, I don't know. I think to your point, it probably requires generational wealth, and I do think that part of my fear is that if you don't join, they'll cut you off from generational wealth. That like this is an either you're with us or against us kind of vibe. So you get the offer, you don't get to know that they exist, and then just go about your day. They're offering it to you because like either get down or lay down type shit. You know what I mean?
No, it is like the movie State Property.
Exactly.
It is like that. It is just like that. Which is why I watched that movie. I own it.
We're going to take another break and we'll be back with more My Mama Told Me. And we're back.
You're ugly. You are disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
All right. We're back here with more My Mama Told Me and more David Gborie. We are talking Black Illuminati. We're digging deep into whether or not we would commit ourselves in the Black Illuminati and whether or not the Black Illuminati would kill us if we don't.
Yeah, that's the real question. I don't think they'd kill you.
Okay.
I think you're right though. You're gonna the best your kid's gonna do is like $100K a year tops though. If you don't do it.
Right.
Like you're
Which
blocked.
which in today's economy is it's not enough.
Yeah, and imagine tomorrow's economy.
Right.
You got to plan for the future. You're a father now.
Yeah, that's fair. I've been eating all these walnuts. I'm a father now.
Yeah, you're potent, man. You got to pass that on. I would join. I think I would join, man. I think I would join.
Do you have any fears about joining? Is there anything that you're particularly afraid might happen if you joined?
I worry that I would do some shit and get kicked out.
Oh, that you'd be like the bad boy of the Black Illuminati.
Bad boy is not maybe the term I was thinking.
No, you'd be like AJ. You'd be the one that wears a hat and
I'd be
says
like
curse
AJ.
words.
Yeah, I'd be the one who got drunk a lot, is what I mean.
Right.
Like, I'd be so uncouth that they'd be like, come on, man. You can't be in the Black Illuminati and eat hot dogs from Costco. Like, you have to pick.
Right.
That's
You
my-
have to upgrade your life in a way that matches the lifestyle of your Tessa Thompson's.
Oh, did she make it?
I would assume so. She's in everything now.
Yeah, that's true. If you're in everything,
Mhm.
you made it.
Janelle Monáe, she's got to be in the Black
Yeah,
Illuminati.
she talks about free thinking, too.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Like, more than you would think a person who thinks freely does.
You know who I think wants to be in the Black Illuminati and it drove him crazy that they wouldn't let him in is Terrence Howard.
Ha! Yo, because he's a liability.
He's too much of a liability.
He's crazy.
He's
New
out
math?
of his mind.
Bro,
Yeah.
you can't come over here with new math.
Talking about flowers?
You
talking about
fucking
flowers and math?
psychopath. You know he thought Empire was a documentary? He doesn't even know that it's filmed.
There's no way that you let Terrence Howard in because he gets a vote. He gets an equal vote like
No.
other members.
I think if anything, they are the ones who canceled Empire. Like, okay, track with me on this.
I'm following.
That
Hold
Jussie
on. I'm
Okay.
listening.
Well, that's how they get you.
Go ahead.
That Jussie Smollett shit.
Yeah.
Who set that up?
Okay.
Why was that a thing?
Right.
He was doing fine.
Jussie was doing great.
It was only going to get better for him. It was only going to get better.
He's young.
I think
He's handsome. He was sexually neutral in a way that allowed him to flow freely between spaces and shit.
he could kiss anybody on screen.
Anybody.
Anybody.
Mhm.
I think the Black Illuminati takes him out as a message to Terrence Howard. Get off our nuts. This is what we did to your friend. We don't even care about him.
You see what we'll do to your son? We don't give
Yeah.
a fuck about you.
We don't give a fuck about you.
This was them sending a baby finger to Terrence Howard.
That's what it was. Jussie Smollett is the horse head in the bed. That's
sure. Like, get your shit together,
Clean up.
or we'll come for
Quit
you
doing
next.
interviews. I think that's why it was only that GQ interview
Mhm.
that Quincy Jones did, and then they were like, no more.
Right. Because
'Cause he had
Quincy
that-
Jones exposed a lot of shit.
He said, "Who killed Kennedy?"
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. And everybody forgot because he was like, also, Richard Pryor used to fuck Harry Belafonte or whoever he was fucking.
Yeah. Oh, Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando. And it was like, oh, I guess we're going to focus on that one because that seems wilder.
That was but he never talked like that again.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was just that interview, and he was like on like some comeback shit, like, no, this is a new Quincy, like this is what it is now. And then like,
this is a new me. I'm 95. Check me out.
I'm telling secrets. And then it was just done. It was just that one article, and then
Yeah.
nothing else ever happened. And like, what else happened then?
With Quincy, he
Yeah,
shut the
I mean,
fuck up.
That's what who did that?
John
did
Legend, maybe. He seems
No.
like he would have shut him
Ooh,
the fuck
John
up.
Legend is in it for
John
sure.
Legend's definitely in the Black
He might be
Illuminati.
second generation. I don't know. I don't know the Legend family like that.
Sure.
Is his name Legend for real?
I don't know. Honestly have no idea. I'm gonna say yes, just because it's more fun to believe that John Legend is a real human being and that he didn't just make this up for his own shits and giggles and whatnot.
Oh no, it says his name is John Roger Stevens.
Oh,
See?
that's lame.
Because of course his name's not John Legend. That's crazy.
Yeah, but imagine the hubris to name yourself Legend because he had already been tapped by that Black Illuminati.
That's what I'm saying.
He was friends with Kanye. Kanye was friends with Jay-Z. They saw the talent. They saw the potential generational wealth. He doesn't hit me as a guy who grew up in like the hood, was struggling for money. So
I don't think he's ever struggled.
he's never struggled. He married a beautiful Asian model.
Also, dog, you think he got Chrissy Teigen? That's a gift, bro.
Right.
That's a gift, bro.
Well, that's how
Now
they
you
get
talking
you.
that talk.
Like, yo, you don't like, they made her in a lab for him in like 98. Find me a
Sure.
picture of Chrissy Teigen before 1998.
I couldn't
You
find
find
it.
I'll shut the fuck up now. I'll go home. I don't
You're
give a
already
shit.
home.
I'm
but
already
you'll
home.
go further into your house.
Yeah, I'll take my shoes off. I'll go upstairs. If you find me a picture of Chrissy Teigen before 1998.
I can't find it, and I'm not going to
That's-
look for it.
That's what I'm saying. They set up all these booby traps. That's why people fall off.
Mhm.
Birdman was supposed to get $1 billion.
Right.
They can't have that.
They
They can't have Baby.
And it's because what? What did Birdman do that blew him from this position? Because that's what I hear you and I agree with you. I
Right.
think that the Illuminati is making clear decisions about who they want to be winning and who they want to be losing. Neo was doing fucking great for a long
man.
time. And then at some point they exposed that he was bald on accident and that he wasn't the talent that they wanted him to be, and they blew up his whole spot. I
Talk
can't
that shit.
pinpoint. I
Talk
just
that
don't
shit.
know how to pinpoint where these choices are coming from.
Well, that's because we're not in the crew. We don't, there's so many allegiances and you don't know. I'm just saying, all I'm saying, Quincy Jones said Tevin Campbell is one of the most talented artists he's ever worked with. What happened
Right.
there? Where's
Right.
Tevin Campbell?
Everybody says it. Babyface said it.
Uh-huh.
They were playing him all on every radio. He was in the Fresh Prince.
Huh?
He was the beautiful
Uh-huh.
young boy in a Fresh Prince who got to kiss Ashley before Ashley was a grown-up.
He kissed Ashley Banks and he didn't go on to make $1 million. I don't know the numbers, but who else did that?
Nobody.
You know what I'm
Nobody
saying?
kissed Ashley Banks besides
Bro.
Tevin Campbell.
Bro, come on. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like, have you ever heard Can We Talk like at nighttime? You ever heard that song in the
Listen,
dark?
There are very few songs in this world that don't get old. Like every song sort of has like an expiration date for your
Like a
soul
summer
and your
or some
ears,
shit,
whatever it
yeah.
is. Can We Talk will last as long as these statues that they're trying to tear down. It will
Oh, yeah.
last be when this world caves in on itself and is swallowed by the sun above us. Can We Talk will be the last song that everyone listens to as we fall into the apocalypse.
Who you telling, bro? I think that we should put it on a cassette tape, blast it into space, just so people know that was something humans did once. That's
This is our greatest contribution. is
yeah.
Can
this
We
is what-
Talk?
This is what you put that in, like LeBron James in a spaceship and just tell the world.
And aliens are gonna hear it and be like, well, this must have been a god on this planet. They must
Yeah, clearly.
this man must have he must have accomplished everything you can accomplish. And we're like, nah, he had like 3 hits, and then we made him shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he had like a weird little comeback with the Goofy movie, but nobody knows him.
But nobody really associated with him. They just
They thought
called
it
him
was
by
like a
the
cool
character.
dog. Yeah, Powerline.
Powerline. They called him Powerline a lot.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me. A lot of people, there's so many people I think got blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Bokeem Woodbine.
Yes. Hell yeah,
Yo.
talk that talk.
Why didn't that work? Are you kidding me?
Amazing talent. Unbelievable talent.
Where is he now? I think I got more Twitter followers than Bokeem Woodbine. I don't even do anything, bro. I could barely read. Are you kidding me?
Where is Bokeem Woodbine, and why isn't he being welcomed back into the Black Illuminati?
Because he ran afoul of someone.
Right. God, you're making sense to me, man. This is hitting me in all the sweet spots that I like to be hit.
I'm telling you, man, if it don't make dollars, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the other thing about the Illuminati is I feel like they pluck, you don't have to be good, you just have to be willing.
Right. That is something we've seen historically. They let you fuck up. We've seen some of the most elite of the people who we all agree are fucking Illuminati members just do horrendous. Kanye West is constantly fumbling a bag. Terry Crews cannot hold on to a bag for dear life.
I haven't trusted him ever.
Sure. I don't like
white chicks.
I don't like muscles that have wrinkles in them. That bothers me. It's,
Nope. Are you old or young? Tell me.
Right,
tell
one.
me. Fucking tell me. Also, that whole head shit. His whole head shit's fucked up.
Are those tits sweet or are they not sweet? I can't tell because they got all these ridges that you look like a Ruffles chip, and I don't like it.
He looks like a crumpled bag of Doritos.
You look like you were not sold this way, and I don't care for it, and we got to fix it.
No, you can't trust him, but he's still here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Will Smith, how many albums after he was bad at rapping did he put out? Big Willie style? He made the Miami video. He made that whole video.
And then he somehow figured out a way to make us listen to his son be just okay at stuff. And then he made us listen to his daughter be just okay at stuff. And now somehow they've elevated themselves to being good at the thing that they used to be just okay at. It feels like manipulation.
Jada's got to come to bring herself to the red table all of a
Now
sudden?
she's going to admit that she's been having sex with a young boy, and all while Will Smith was reading scripts that aren't going to work out, but he still is rich.
That's what I'm saying. That all this being said, watch me on This Joker premiering on Quibi. It's a stand-up show starring Will Smith and myself. We got to hang out. I'm doing some good bits. Some good bits.
He did welcome me into the Black Illuminati.
Yeah. Like, we hung out in Vegas for a weekend. It was pretty cool. He's got a drone.
He said if I bought some new clothes and cleaned up my act, I might be able to hang out more often. But
yeah, I didn't believe it. It was just he said that to be nice. The point is, you can fuck up.
Yeah.
You can fuck up. You just can't you can't not be with them. And I think, if anything, Bokeem Woodbine he was too strong.
I think there's a moment, and even we're going down the Bokeem Woodbine train. Alan Payne.
Come on!
That was a dude. He America couldn't get enough of Alan Payne, and now he's doing fucking Tyler Perry sideshows.
Dog, beautiful, strong, great voice.
Yes.
That voice. Oh man.
He did comedy. He did drama. He did it all.
Wow, he did all that. Wasn't he in Eve's Bayou?
He was.
And
a star.
CB4.
No, not Eve's Bayou. He was in Jason's Lyric.
Why do we confuse those two movies?
They both were in bayous, I think.
Okay.
It was a lot of them standing by swamps with secrets.
Yeah, and I feel like a blue tint on the camera a lot.
Yeah.
But anyways, Alan Payne, yeah. There's no reason.
Not at all.
He should be on this show next week.
I hope he does it. I'm going to ask.
I bet he's available.
I got a good feeling we'll get Alan Payne. I had another game planned, but I actually think that this is a more interesting game to play with you. You host a very fun podcast called All Fantasy Everything. You guys draft stuff in your podcast. Who are your favorite Black Illuminati members, or who do you think, more importantly, are the most powerful members of the Black Illuminati?
Okay, so there are two things for me, right?
Sure.
Because first of all, much like a lot of black issues,
Mhm.
there is colorism in the Black Illuminati,
Absolutely.
right? So who are my dark-skinned Black Illuminati heroes?
Here we go.
I like to think there's like a dark-skinned hit squad, much like the Gestapo,
Uh-huh.
right? Like a Black Illuminati,
Right.
dark-skinned Gestapo.
You got the faces, but then you got the money. And
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
you. Yeah.
And also these are like the hitters. Like this is
Mhm.
like who's gonna be in the trailer after Terrence Howard does a take
right.
and to be like, no, you're still out. Like that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's hard, man.
Yeah.
Because now I'm just going over my Rolodex, and many of these dark-skinned kings are too strong.
Too strong.
Too strong. They were like Wood Harris. No.
Yeah, Wood Harris. He's not going for it.
I like to think Jaimin Hansu.
That's a good answer. Jaimin Hansu 100% is in the Illuminati. If we're talking about a gift, when did you and Kamora Lee Simmons link up? When was that normal conversation?
What did he say?
Yeah.
How did he get her?
You know, that's
You trying to do the "Don't Leave Me" challenge to get a supermodel? Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Seal.
That was my next one.
That's the gift. That's
a gift.
That's a gift where somebody was like, "Hey, man, thank you for your contributions. We sent
bro
Heidi Klum to your house, and we'll let
Seal
you get
doesn't
her
even
pregnant."
seem particularly charming.
No, honestly, he seems very dry.
Yes. Also, I knew this girl who worked at a bank out in the Palisades. She's man, I'm gonna get. I hope this never comes out. I know this girl. She said that Seal would just come in like every few weeks with a $20,000 check that he would cash
In person?
in person.
Oh, he'd take it straight to cash?
Straight to cash
Jesus Christ.
from different. Yeah. So okay.
What a weirdo.
What an Illuminati hitter.
Right. And what arrogance. You're Seal. You have an assistant.
Also, you don't have a bank account, bro? You gotta cash it?
There's got to be a baby Seal you can send to go do this work for you.
Is there a baby Seal?
Oh, Seal's got. I think he has babies with Heidi Klum.
Really?
I'm almost pretty sure that they had kids together.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Good for him. I'd like to think, what's his name? Brian Tyree.
Brian
Henry?
Tyree Henry.
Yeah, I think that he could be. I think he could be in there.
He seems like he was recently initiated.
Yeah, same with Daniel.
Kahlua.
Daniel Kahlua, I think, is an Illuminati.
Recently initiated. I think a telltale sign of people suddenly being in the Illuminati is how often we see them in shit.
Yeah, especially when you went from never seeing them.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense a lot where you're like, how did the guy from the reboot of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures get a Spike Lee movie?
Right. What
You know what I mean?
What are you doing in the Joker movie? Why?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah, how are you there? Paul Blart, Mall Cop 4? And now you're in the Malcolm X reboot?
Something
I don't
seems
know.
fishy.
I don't know about it. I'm trying to think. What was that, 3?
Yeah,
I'd
give me
like
one
Viola
more.
Davis.
Oh,
I
Viola
like that.
Davis. That's a
Viola
good answer.
Davis. I
Yeah.
think like that's why it was so late. Her kind of ascension to where she should have been.
Right.
She's been acting her ass off forever.
Forever.
Last few years. Once she finally got down. And then who's the last one? Oh, I don't know. But I would hope that Grace Jones had made it in somehow.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I like that energy.
I don't think that we often consider the people who are no longer hot names or with us and all that.
Oh,
And-
I think it's mostly that.
Yeah. Sure.
You're only white hot for so long, but you're Illuminati money forever.
Right. As long as you
Right.
commit and you stay committed, you can stay in the Illuminati forever.
Yeah. You don't get kicked out. I don't think many people ever got kicked out.
Well, that gives me great comfort to know that Strange is
Yes.
is forever and always going to be protected by the Illuminati.
Look at this pussy.
Well, this has been great. I've had a
Yeah, this
great
is
time.
Fantastic, man. I had a
We've
good
learned a
time.
lot. We've explored a lot. We've made up a lot. We'll probably get sued, but it's exciting. And I had a great time. David, can you tell the people at home where they can find you?
Oh yeah, my Twitter is @TheG_is_silent. I'm not really on Twitter anymore though. Cool Guy Jokes 87, All Fantasy Everything podcast, watch my special, and then Will Smith, don't cancel me.
Yeah, his special is great, and he took one of the funniest videos with Will Smith of all time. I would argue
Had to
of all
hijack him.
time.
Had to hijack him. He didn't know that was
great.
gonna happen.
This is very funny. Well, this has been another episode of My Mama Told Me. I'm Langston Kerman. You can find me at Langston Kerman on all the Twitters and the Instagrams, and that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for listening. Good night.